Welcome to the Two Wars channel. Many historians are convinced that towards the end of the war, Hitler showed clear signs of insanity. Isolating himself in an underground bunker, he was devising plans that, despite everything, were supposed to lead the Third Reich to victory. And in this video, I will tell you how the Fuhrer wanted to save Berlin from the Red Army in the spring of 1945. Felix Steiner was the commander of the 3rd SS Panzer Corps from March 1943. In October 1944, he fell seriously ill and relinquished command. In February 1945, Steiner was appointed as the commander of the 11th Army, on which Hitler still placed great hopes. The 11th Army's counterattack failed, resulting in Steiner's removal from his position. However, at the end of March, the command of the Vistula Army Group appointed SS Obergruppenführer to command the surviving remnants of the 15th and 33rd SS Infantry Divisions, which were named the Steiner Group. The Fuhrer discovered the group on April 20th, his last birthday, and decided fate was giving him another chance. The small forces under Steiner's command were named an army and quickly reinforced. In particular, the 7th SS Tank Grenadier Regiment Salar and remnants of the 4th SS Police Division joined the group. These reinforcements were a pitiful sight. Units were few and poorly armed. The composition of the new army was diverse, including Volkssturm, Sapper and Luftwaffe battalions. In fact, all individuals capable of wielding a weapon were expected to participate in the decisive battle. Hitler also wanted to move Göring's guard to Steiner, but the guards had already dispersed. There was a catastrophic shortage of weapons when the offensive had already begun, and to reinforce Steiner, battalions of naval infantry arrived to arm them.
By means of the weapons that can be taken from elderly soldiers and Volkssturm battalions.
This diverse, disorganized group was tasked with saving Berlin from being surrounded by Soviet troops and changing the fate of the Thousand-Year Reich. On April 21st, Hitler dispatched a telegram to Steiner, instructing him to initiate an offensive in order to establish communication with the 56th Tank Corps. Group's fighting spirit maintained by order for immediate execution of officers leaving units and retreating to west. Steiner also faced execution for refusing to obey.
You personally are responsible to me with your head for carrying out this order.
The Fuhrer overestimated Steiner's group. At the end, he made a statement.
The fate of the capital of the German Reich depends on the successful completion of your task.
The Fuhrer believed there was a real possibility to create a new continuous front line and save the capital of Germany. The direct witness of these events, General von Tippelskirch, referred to these plans of the Fuhrer
Devoid of any real foundation fabrications.
Few doubted that by this time Hitler had completely lost touch with reality, as evidenced by just one of his statements regarding the planned Steiner offensive.
The Russians will suffer the greatest defeat, the bloodiest defeat in their history, at the gates of Berlin.
Hitler's senseless order shocked General Heinrici, commander of the Vistula Army Group, and Felix Steiner himself. There is evidence that Heinrich had tried to protest but was ignored by the Fuhrer. On April 20th, Steiner still had a faint chance to launch counterattacks in the gap between the 47th and 1st Polish armies. If successful, this could have slowed down the Soviet offensive. When the telegram reached Steiner, Soviet troops had already arrived in Berlin from the north. After the first order, Hitler issued a second, assigning more defense tasks to the group. Steiner had to defend a fairly extensive area: Spandau, Oranienburg, Finno-Fürth. Naturally, the Steiner Group failed the first task, so all his orders, maneuvers and attacks existed only on paper and in Hitler's mind. Offensive direction shifted west, along Reichsstrasse number 109. Surviving troops, units of 3rd Kriegsmarine Division and 15th Latvian SS Division gathered around Steiner. On April 22nd, Hitler expressed dissatisfaction with delayed offensive.
Heinrich received a telegram with the eloquent phrase, "The Fuhrer expects the offensive to begin today."
This demand was precisely redirected to Steiner. On April 23rd, Steiner's troops finally launched an attack, which very soon faltered. The group even had to retreat, leaving the previously held positions. At Steiner's request, Heinrici placed 25th Motorized Division under his command. On April 24th, the group was reinforced, including 5 battalions of naval infantry. On April 25th, Steiner launched another attack, but this time towards Spandau. Polish units again withstood pressure. Evening forced enemy to retreat. Intense fighting continued throughout next day. In end, bleak conclusion reached.
The offensive launched by the 25th Tank Grenadier Division did not yield the desired results and ended in failure.
Heinrich again requested permission to cease the futile attacks and relocate the Steiner Group to a more crucial area in the Prenzlau region. Hitler declined to cancel his categorical order. he still had faith in the success of the counterattack. On April 27th, the Soviet 89th Rifle Corps of the 61st Army crossed the Hohenzollern Canal and started a fast advance along its northern bank. This posed a threat of encroaching into the rear of Steiner's army. On April 29th, units of the 61st Army approached the German positions on both sides of the canal. In the circumstances, Steiner decided to retreat to the Elbe, and on May 3, 1945, he surrendered to British forces. In fact, the failure of the Steiner Group was not due to any strategic miscalculation or mistake. At that time, he really had no chance. Even if local success, unblocking Berlin, wouldn't have impacted war costs for Germans, but only increased casualties. Your opinion on Steiner's chances of success? Share your opinion in comments, give likes, subscribe to my channel. This will greatly help promotion.